A very good morning to you, oh gorgeous ones. It's Saturday, the 18th of April, 2020. Welcome along, boys and girls, to our little daily chat show. Hope you're well this morning. Who's with us early today? Let's have a quick look. Jason Hughes, good morning. Gary Davidson, Mick Davenport, Mandy Davenport, Colin Coates, Mark Jones. Must have had an early night, did you, my darling? Morning, Mark Jones. Diane Jebb, hello to you. Michael Lawrence, Gavin Bass. Fran Green is there. Good morning. Millions of people all over the world. How are you today? It's a little bit chilly outside, I must say. I just popped my nose, big though it is, outside the back door to check if my new grass seeds have germinated. I like that word, don't you? Germination. I'm trying to germinate my new grass seeds right where the back door, and I'm sure those of you that have got gardens know exactly what I mean. Where the back door is, where you come in and out all the time, bare. You know, just like mud, flat mud. Not like messy mud, but just mud there. And it always goes there. Every single spring comes along and I have to redo that bit. Thing is, you know, when I first started doing that years ago, I would just sprinkle the grass seed and stamp it in. Now I'm a little bit more, I do a little bit more work now. I kind of get the fork and dig it in, scruff it up a little bit, put the grass seeds down, and I sprinkle some earth over it and keep watering. Although we didn't have to do that yesterday because we had had a bit of rain going on yesterday as well, which helped a lot. Because I do water my plants quite a lot. Especially the ones in pots. You've got to, even the ones in pots, if it's like a smallish pot, you've still got to water that when it rains because it just doesn't collect all the rain in. Do you know what I mean? So you give them a good watering and things like that. Hello to Mike Rees-Ponto. Good morning to you, George Bond. Adrian Richardson. Mark's working at the moment, a 13-hour shift. Gosh. It's a long day, isn't it? Hello. Hello, Sabrina Walker as well, and Tony King just joining us right at the beginning there. Yes, so quite cool today. It was about, I don't know, about 13 degrees out there. It kind of gone back a bit. Oh, those happy days just a few days ago when the sun was out at this time, wasn't it? Anyway, so you know those parcels yesterday? Yes, one of them was my medical thing from Echo, which has arrived now. It was a little bit, I got this is the new app that I've got, as recommended by Gavin. Is he on here yet? Gavin's not on here yet. Morning, Adam. Gavin's not on here yet. Morning, Rachel. And you order this thing, but it's the first time I've done it. So and it says quite clearly the first time you do it, it can take up to 10 days to set your thing up and all that business. Anyway, so it hadn't arrived, and I got this thing flash up saying, "Oh, this is a reminder you are running low on your tablets." Now, not the ones that you see me take. The sort of less ones. Like there's that and the constipation powder. I like to call it my constipation powder. Okay, so it said I was running low on it. I thought, well, I've just ordered it and it hasn't come yet. Maybe it hasn't gone through properly, so I'll order it again. I had previously received a message telling me that they've got the order and it's now on the way. So I thought, well, why have I got that? Anyway, I'll order it again. So I've ordered this thing again, right? This is a couple of days ago. And then so that was fine. And then a day or so passed. And I got this message saying, "Oh, you are not on repeat prescription for this order. Therefore, it's been cancelled. Please contact your doctor." And I thought, well, 1 minute you're telling me it's on the way. Then you say reorder it. And now you're telling me it's cancelled. Anyway, so I rung up the doctor. Lovely lady at the doctor, Dorothy. She's in charge of prescriptions. I always have a little bit of a laugh with her on the phone. Because you can imagine what that job's like. People always moaning and shouting. And then, "I haven't had mine tablets and all this." Oh, God, give it a rest here. So I always have a chat with Dorothy on the phone. She said, "OK, I'll have a look for you." I said, "Do you get much trouble with online pharmacy type people?" She says, "Yes, only the online ones all the time." She said, "But it should work." So she's looked it up. She says, "No, you're definitely on repeat prescription." She said, "Hang on, let me see if your one's on its way." So she tapped a few more buttons. You can hear him tapping, can't you? Tapping away. And she says to me, she says, "No, it looks like it's in the van now. Looks like it's going to be delivered tomorrow or today." Oh, right, okay then. Said so. Oh, what have I done there? 1 minute. So, oh, Christ. Nearly finished the show then before we started. Sorry, I've just moved some of my buttons around on my excellent excellent Christmas gift. I've showed you this, haven't I? Oh, I can't get it up now. Pardon? No. Yeah, my excellent Christmas gift. You can just see this from my brother-in-law, you see. I push a button and something happens. It's fabulous. Every single button is now full. Look. Can you just about see there? I can't pull it any further. Well, maybe I can. There you go. Every single button has got something on it now. Isn't that exciting? You want one of these, don't you? They do a larger version. To be honest, I could do with the larger version. And if I buy, I'm not buying anything at the moment, to be honest, gadget-wise. Having to watch the cash at the moment. But if I could take that one down to my caravan, you see, because I don't do so much at the caravan, sort of quiz-wise and bingo-wise as I do up here. But this does the job. It's quite nice. So she says you're definitely on repeat prescription. And I got, okay, thank you very much. And I put the phone down and I wonder why. And I think what's happened is that they sent the repeat prescription thing too soon to me. Therefore, I've repeated it, then sent it to the doctors, and the doctor says, no, he's just had one. I think that's probably what's happened. So a little bit complicated there. But yesterday, while we were on this show, while we were on stream yesterday, parcels arrived. And when I finished the show, I rushed down. To my little porch, my porch. And there they were, not one, not two, but 3 exciting parcels, boys and girls, and a letter as well. I mean, it don't get much better than that. I do like receiving parcels, don't you? Do you remember before Amazon and all that stuff came along, right? You were lucky to get one a year. Christmas maybe, or birthday, or both if you're very lucky. You just get 1 or 2 parcels a year. Then Amazon and all these delivery people came along and, my God, it pours in here, dear. I have regular deliveries of parcels. Sometimes I don't have anything come. I just like getting the boxes. I quite like getting the boxes, you know? So I might ring up my sister, you know. All right, sis. Hello, sis. Could you say, I've got nothing to order this week. Could you send us down a couple of empty cardboard boxes? Thanks ever so much. I'll send you the money. Yeah, all right, my darling. Bye. And then she'll get a couple of empty boxes, put an address label on them, some stamps on there, and then put them in the post. Of course, there's nothing in them, so it's not too expensive to post, just a couple of pounds. And then 2 or 3 days later, you know, ding dong, ding. I've got a ding dong bell. Have you heard my ding dong bell? Ding dong. It goes like that. Have you got a ding dong bell, or have you got a ding? What bell have you got? Have you got a ding dong, or have you got a, or have you got a noon noon, or have you got a bing 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 bing? Have you got what bell have you got as a matter of interest? Hey, mine got ding dong. Mine is a ding dong bell. So the bell might go like that, and then I'll go downstairs, and at the moment we're not having any closeness with anyone, are we? And there they will be. Several little boxes sitting on there. And I know that there's nothing in there. But for some strange, unbeknown reason, which is very... hang on, where's my music now? Some strange, unbeknown reason, which is very strange and mysterious. In my little strange head, that very, very odd things go on in my head, I tell you that now. In my head, I fool myself into thinking that I'm about to open some sort of wonderful gift. And I bring the boxes in carefully. At the moment, I then place them straight in the shed, and they stay there for 4 or 5 days before I would even open them, although I couldn't do that yesterday. Then I'll wash my hands quickly, right? And I'll imagine that there's some sort of wonderful gift in there. Sometimes I'll bring in the box and leave it there for a period of time to build up the excitement. You know, you miss something out. If you're one of those people who gets a parcel or some sort of package or something like that and immediately rips it all open to see what's in... No, you've missed out something there. It's a bit like these people that binge watch television programmes. I know many of you like to binge watch TV programmes, but you miss something. You've got to save something back. Just save something back. Put your parcel there and leave it for a period of time. And build the excitement up until you can't stand it any longer. And then go and unwrap it. It's very, very exciting. I mean, the fact that there's nothing in those boxes is neither here nor there. Boxes arrived at my door. And I find it all very exciting. Well, yesterday there were 3 boxes. There were 2 boxes. a sort of what do you call, like the plastic, large plastic envelope of things. Do you want to know what they are? Do you want to know what was in the boxes? Do you? And there was a letter as well. Oh, it was too much. I had to sit down. It was too exciting. Do you want to know what was in the boxes? Okay. So in the plastic envelope thing, and all these, I can actually show you one now. Do you want to see one? Do you want to see one? Just a moment. Here it is. Here it is. We have them here. In the plastic envelopes were more plastic envelopes ready to send your little prizes and your super chat bits and pieces off to you. So I got some of those in there. Usually I'll send super chat things in there like fridge magnets and that sort of thing. I've got small ones and I've got large ones as well for the t-shirts and things like that. So that was one parcel. The other parcel, two parcels, well, I think that's called a packet. Is that called a packet? I think that's a packet. There was one of the boxes which I opened. That was my constipation powder and my new asthma, one of those. That was that. The letter was a letter from our great friends at the Inland Revenue, reminding me that it's time to start doing my accounts for 2019 to 2020. So that was the accounts. So what was the other box? What was in the other box? I'll need another 12 likes for... We will need another 12 likes, boys and girls, to get us up to 22 likes to find out what was in the other box, okay? Hang on a minute. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, innit? Was it Saturday? Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've just refilled my little pill box. There we are. Refilled my pill box this morning. They weren't up. What was it? Perhaps you want to guess. What do you think was in the other box? You can either guess or like it, and I might tell you. Okay? There we are. You can guess or like it. Up to you, my darlings. So they were my exciting parcels yesterday. What a wonderful time that was yesterday. Good morning to Mari. Hello to you, Mari. You wonderful lady. Hope you're well this morning there. Just a moment. Well, there's quite a lot of conversation going on there. Good morning to John Aitken. Hello to you, sir. You love your gadgets, don't you? Yes, I do love my gadgets, John. But I tell you, as I've got older, I find new things more and more difficult to work. Once I've kind of got it, then I've got it. But new things can be kind of difficult to work. And also, I've noticed if you've got a new gadget and you get it to work and you get it working, but then you've got something new to do to it that you hadn't done for some times, I've forgotten it. Now, it took me ages. What I was doing with this yesterday was basically putting the birthday song on a button, right? Because there's so many things on here, you scroll up and down. And when you're sort of talking, you don't really want to be looking at that and trying to find something while you're talking. So I've actually put it on a button now. So watch this, watch this. All I do is press that and watch. There comes the birthday song. Isn't that clever? Clever, isn't it, eh? And I can bring up my PayPal on here. Look, watch. Look at that. Or I can change the camera over to where? There. Change the camera. Go back to the number 2, the wide one over there. See, just by pushing little buttons like that. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? This is brilliant, this. And you can sort of glance down. And also on here, John, if I can just show you, they're not just words on here, right? I'm just going to... Should I tug that wire or not? I don't know if I... Oh, hang on. I can show you on here. Actually, 1 minute. Where's number 3? 1, 2, 3. Is that you? Yeah, there we go. Oh, you can see it really well on there. Right, okay. So, look. If you look carefully, right, they are pictures rather than just words on there. So I can glance down quickly and know that just by pushing that, you see where that says raffle time? Or it's a bit blurred out there. That, believe me, there's a picture of raffle tickets on there. That's bingo tickets on there. They're cameras, obviously cameras on there. That's the closing video there. All right, is that side there? There's the closing video. So if I push that, the closing video just starts playing. And it's so much easier. And it's absolutely brilliant, this little gadget. Do you need it? No, not really. You don't really need something like that, but it does make things a lot easier, you know. So that's what that gadget is there. Good morning to Mark Bowles. Good morning, Mark Bowles. Hello to you. Peter Paliwoda. I think you're new, aren't you? Good morning, Peter. Welcome to our little show. Just a little bit of fun that we have every morning, my darling. You're very welcome. Hello to Michael Bowman in Australia. Sean likes an ice box. I expect you do. Adam, what's the fastest delivery you've had from Amazon or anyone on here? The fastest delivery I've had off Amazon was I ordered something one night at about 10 o'clock and it got to me about 9 o'clock the next morning. Can't remember what that was, but I mentioned it here live as an exclusive announcement on this show. Really, it was less than 12 hours. Absolutely brilliant. Amazon know what they're doing. I know everyone says about them, oh, the shops are closing down because of Amazon and all that. But the customer service is good. If you want to send something back, they make it very easy. They really know what they're doing. They really do know what they're doing, I have to say. Adam's got the Westminster chime on his doorbell. Dun, dun. How many likes have we got to tell you what was in the other box? Just a moment. We wanted 22. We now have 18. Just another 4 likes to go. And I'll tell you what's in my box. Yes. Adam has the Westminster chime. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's a nice tune, isn't it? We like the Westminster chime. Good morning to the delightful Claire. Now, she's got to have something like the Westminster chime, hasn't she? She wouldn't have a ring, a boring ring. Claire, me too. 4 deliveries yesterday and another one coming this morning from Mediterranean Foods Direct. Oh, that sounds good. I've got one coming today, Claire. Guess what's arriving today for me? Here is a clue. 5 very large tins. On your recommendation, £3.50 per tin and $4.99 delivery for the whole lot. What could that be? I wonder what that could be. What could that be? Yes, the baked beans from Campbell's Meats, dear. No dead animals in there, just baked beans. 5 large catering packs of baked beans are arriving here to the studios of United Kingdom Talk between the hours of 12:47 and 1:47 today. Very, very exciting. We like deliveries. Good morning to Daniel Woodhouse from the Woodhouse Towers. I was here from the top. Good morning to you. The chat doesn't come on until the show starts anymore, Daniel. All right, that changed some weeks ago now. Mike Responto has got an old-fashioned bell like the butler's bell. Oh, like ding, 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 like that. Have you got a rope? That's like someone pulls outside. When I was fixing the telephones at British Telecom, 30 years ago now, some places had that. The area I covered was Richmond. Two of the areas I covered, Richmond and Mortlake, and some of the beautiful houses in Richmond actually had a string, and you would pull it, and I think some sort of, I don't know how it works, string went in through a hole in the house and pulled a bell going on there. Very good. Is that what you've got? Rachel's got a doorbell that barks. So I'll have that going off as well as the dog. So it sounds like that when we have more than one dog. Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? My sister, when she can hear the click of the bell, right? But sometimes the dog out, so she does a very good effect of barking. She hears someone click and she goes, and they go running off down the road. Anyone else bark at their own bell? George has got a camera bell. Yep, that's what I've got, George. I've got the ding-dong on it there. Adrian, did you say binge-eating chocolate? No, we didn't mention binge-eating chocolate. You carry on, keep stuffing your face here with another couple of donuts, my love. All right? Claire's noticed a bit of a drop in standards of the shirt ironing. Oh, either that or the buttons are becoming strained. It's the buttons. I think it's the buttons, Claire. But it's okay, because I've cancelled all the ginger biscuits now. I've got about 5 ginger biscuits left, and they have been cancelled. I think you're right there, Claire. Yeah, it is a bit... No, it's quite loose. Look, it is loose. It's loose. It is loose, this. I'll try better on the next shirt, because I am ironing myself, you see, unfortunately, as my sister can't get to my shirts at the moment. Sean has a butler. Where's Mark? So, oh, it's jumped down again then. Where are we? Oh, gosh. Claire. No, done Claire. Mark says I'm crazy. Well, you know that, dear. You know that. And she says I'm handsome as well. Well, she can clearly see that, Mark. You know. Do you know, you can't see it, can you? You can't see that I'm handsome, which is a good idea, because I wouldn't go near you with a barge pole, to be honest, Mark. Actually. Wouldn't go near you with a barge pole. How rude. Give me the sick bucket. You can't expect to say something on here and not get a response, dear. Sometimes some people say they make some sort of sarky comment and they don't like the reply. Well, don't put the comment in the first place then. Any dabbers? No, there's no dabbers. No dabbers, I'm afraid. Daniel could never binge watch programmes. It's like that on Boxing Day 4 years ago when Challenge TV was showing endless Bullseye. Now, I quite like Bullseye. I like that programme, but not like 10 of them in a row. Oh, my God. Once I went to see Call My Bluff, this is back in the 80s, being recorded. They did 6 of them on the trot. You really couldn't wait to get out of that studio after that. The first one's great. You could see all these cameras and it's interesting. And the second one, but then you thought, oh, how many more are these? There were 6. 3 hours worth of programmes. And of course, they all changed their clothes between each programme, you know, to make it look like they've done another one. Peter, third parcel from Taxman. Sorry, don't send a return. Here's a dump of cash we owe you. I wish. No, it wasn't that. Wasn't that. This gadget, Rachel, is called Stream Deck. Stream Deck. All right. Fun things to do with tech. Good morning to you. Has something speaking. I like my ring door. It says someone at the effing door on my mobile. No, it's not the baked beans. Not in that box. How many likes have we got now? 18, oh dear. Well, you won't be finding out what was in the other box, then, will you, my loves? Never mind. It must be, perhaps it's the silent viewers making up the numbers this morning. We need another 18, 19, 20. We need another 4 likes to find out what was in my box and to show you photos of my garden. I've got photos of my garden I did, especially for you, the front garden. I did them yesterday afternoon, but if you want to see them, 22 likes we need, minimum, thank you. Right. Okay. Rachel's ordered the hair clippers. How much have you paid for those, Rachel? Now, when I bought mine, I have to say, I do not enjoy cutting my hair. I really don't. It's the back bit. It's so difficult to get it right so that you know that you've cut it, and then you get the mirror and you just missed bits. Why is that so difficult? You know, you like that, you think you've done it, and you do it all properly, up and down, up and down, up and down. And across and backwards, and then you get the mirror and there's these bits you've missed, and you think, how on earth do you manage to miss that? I find it really difficult, but nevertheless, I only paid £16.50 or something like that, with free delivery from the Amazon Prime for mine. My nephew Gary went to buy some as well, and they jumped up to like 60 or 70 quid because everyone wants them now, you see. Sale on demand, isn't it? I'll have to scroll down a bit. We can't keep up there. Scrap it, Matt. There he is. There's Gary there. Good morning to you, Gary. Welcome along to the show. Mark says his manager needs her eyes testing. Oh, well. Right, I shall wait for... Oh, another 2 likes have come in. Only 2 more, and I'll tell you what was in the box, okay? I went out for a little walk yesterday, only down to the post box. I had a letter to post. And while I'm down there, I took my mask out. I haven't got it with me today. I took my Union Jack mask out. If there's loads of people there, I'm going to put this on. I also, here's a bit of advice for you here. Advice. I had my umbrella with me yesterday as well, because it wasn't too bad. Just sprinkling down a little bit. And as I got to near the post box, I saw the queue for Audi. Oh, my God. My God. The queue of... Now, it started to rain a little bit heavier. Not too bad, to be honest. But this queue, so if Asda's here, there's like a bit where you can walk underneath. Do you know what I mean? Like there and all around there. So these people are waiting to go in there. There's a security bloke there who's letting in, you know, people in. So many people. It's a one person out and one in. I suppose they must have a limit to the amount of people that go in the shop at any one time at the moment. So if that's the door, they're coming out there and the queue's round there and then all the way round there. And it goes past the Chinese. It goes past the Chinese betting shop. Then the chemist. And then Mrs. Pat's house, dry cleaners. And then the Martin's, the newsagents. And then it continues, goes past the post box and right down past a green area and then all the way down to the doctor's surgery. They must have been waiting there hour and a half in that queue, I would imagine. I mean, I didn't stay there to watch how fast people were moving along. But I thought, oh my God, I'm so glad I managed to get that order off Morrison's, dear. I really feel sorry for those of you that have to queue up because I know it's difficult to get orders at the moment. That being said, right, so just to try it out, Thursday night, was it Thursday my order came? Yeah, Thursday daytime my Morrison's order came, right? On the Wednesday night, I thought, well, if my Morrison's order's coming now, I might as well delete the order from Amazon Fresh, which I'd never been able to get a delivery slot. So I'm about to delete it, and I thought, oh, well, let's see if I can get a delivery slot today. But I pushed a couple of buttons, and yes, one became available for Saturday, as in today. I thought, oh, that's just sod's law, isn't it? You know, you've one's already come, or one's coming the next day, and now you can get a delivery slot for the Saturday. Whether it'll be easy again, that was the only delivery slot that I could get. Whether or not you couldn't go further forward than that. So whether or not someone dropped out and I just happened to click on it at the right time, I don't know how it works really. But yeah, so the queue waiting to get in Audi yesterday was astonishing, really. Seeing that, my friend Ray Reynolds, he's 70, I think he's 72 now. He manages to get into Tesco's. Now he's in Barnet, and they do this thing there. I think it's 7 till 8 a.m. Only elderly people are older people. No, it's not really elderly, is it? 70, 80 is elderly, isn't it? 80, would you say 80? So older people can go in there between 7 and 8 o'clock. And he said a couple of times now he's gone down there. Literally gets up at 6:30 and walks straight down to the shop, goes in there, and he literally walks in, does all his shopping. He said, I can get everything. Everything is available now. It was only not available because all these idiots were panic buying, wasn't it? Mike, Audi yesterday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, there was no queue at all. Spent £70. Mind you, 25 of that was a bottle of gin and brandy. Yeah. My Morrison's order was £99, right? But and that's the most I've ever spent in one shopping. But I was ordering like three and two of certain things because I was a bit worried about them ringing out. I mean, you could say really that I was panic buying as well, really, by ordering 3 instead of 1. But like there was like 3 lots of washing up tablets. Now they're £10 each, right? So it was 3 of those, and then there was like 3 lots of washing liquid, not washing up, washing liquid. So that's 30, 40, 45 pound there on just that stuff. You know, I don't know why I ordered this washing liquid because I went to put it in the cupboard, okay, and I opened the cupboard door and there was loads of it in there anyway. That was a waste of time. Well, I won't have to order that for at least a year, I reckon. Dishwasher tablets. Well, I'm using more of those at the moment simply because I'm here and not at the caravan. There's no dishwasher at the caravan, you know, and the sink there is very small. So literally you have a meal, okay, and then you immediately wash them up to get things out of the way. If you were having a pudding, if I was having a pudding up at the caravan, I'd have the dinner and then wash that up before I put the pudding on there because there's no room in the sink. So it was a bit mad, really. And then there was fabric conditioner. And what puts up the cost of shopping is any chemicals. If you buy any chemicals, and that includes fabric conditioner, washing powder, Bleach. I managed to get 3 bleach sprays. Well, they were like 150 each. So half of that was chemicals. And I rarely buy that sort of stuff, you know. It was just on this occasion. I had plenty of food, to be honest. I got a few more bits and pieces on the food there. There's Ray there now. Good morning, Ray. Ray, oh, I beg your pardon. Ray's in Woodford. And he went to Tesco's at Higham Park, 6:15. Oh, what time does it open at 6 then? Wow. There you go. At Higham Park at 6:15 in the morning. No queue at all, but no eggs. No eggs. There you go. That's Ray Reynolds. So he goes in there when the older people go in there. 6:15 in the morning. I think it's a wonderful time to be up. So what time did you get up for that, Ray? About 5:30, something like that. Something like that, or whatever. I don't know. I don't do a list. Well, you have to do a list if you're shopping online, Fran. You do have to do a list. But I thought, well, I better buy these things because I think they might be difficult to get. And then I ended up buying stuff without actually checking what was in the cupboard in the first place. I mean, I tell you now, in my cupboard downstairs, there were eight, which I bought before all this terrible stuff started coming along. There were 8 washing liquid bottles. 8 Almat ones from Aldi. And I ordered another 3. I mean, oh Christ, I'm not that dirty. Claire, I do that too. Hold my breath going past people. Oh yeah, I do that as well, Claire. Absolutely, I do that. As I saw all those people, and I thought, well, I need to get this letter in. I've got to go past them. I've got to go past the people. So I put the mask on. And of course that mask is very colourful, so it attracts attention. Everyone's looking. And I hold my head down. I don't look at anyone. I hold my head down, get to the post box. I then hold the letter on the edge and push it in quickly so I don't have to touch the post box. I know you think I'm mad. That's just how it is. I push the letter in like that. And then I rush back again. So on the way back, sometimes most people now see someone coming the other way and they move over to the side, don't they? Not all of them. Especially if you've got one of those great big fat alpha males. You know the sort. And they got the wife with them as well. And they're walking down the middle of the path. Right? So I'll move over. It's not worth the risk. Not worth the risk of catching something from one of these disgusting creatures. Who won't move over. So I move over there. And then as they approach, and the alpha male will always look over at you, won't he? He'll look over at you. I put my mask... I obviously put my mask back over my mouth and I put my umbrella up, right, like that. And as I come towards them, I point the umbrella down like that so that it shields me from their bad breath. Perhaps I should take that to the karaoke nights. That'd stop people coming up to me with bad breath, wouldn't it, eh? Aren't I terrible? Don't worry about this cough. You know I've had this for ages. Nothing to do with that. Good morning to Gadgets and Games. Welcome along to the show, you sir. Claire has mended her face mask. It fits perfectly. I shall wear it to shopping next week. People don't come near you when you've got something over your face. Yeah, I was going to say, Claire, I thought very carefully about your mask yesterday because you say the elastic was cut. It must have been you, and I know how it's happened because it went in one of these, didn't it? It came to in one of those. And I happen to know when I put it in like that and I sealed it, I thought to myself, I hope the elastic doesn't get caught under the glue bit. So if you've cut it there, that's what's happened. It was really close to the edge, the elastic bit. And the only reason I put them in like that is because otherwise they would have had to be folded. You know, and I like it to get to. I like things to get to people as well as I possibly can. I know sometimes you can put stuff in envelopes and plastic bits and pieces and flatten everything like that. And then once it goes for the post, they start chucking it about all over the place. I do sometimes wonder if the word fragile means anything to them. You know. Mari says her doorbell sounds like she's got someone in the house playing the bugle. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Oh, Rachel paid £60 for her hair clippers. Well, that's quite a lot, Rach. Gosh. I mean, mine are a good make. Wow, WAHL. They seem to be the market leaders in those things. Good morning to LaBelle. She's done a dramatic scene for her new TikTok video. So we'll have a little look at that. Thank you very much, my darling. All right. Okey-doke. Let's just scroll down a bit. A very good morning to Classic Gamer. Good morning. People won't be queuing today as it's raining. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. Da 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 da. Yes. No queuing out there today. I might have a little walk over there later just to look. Just to look. Hello, queuing people. John was in Tesco's 7:30 this morning. No queues. Plenty of veg and fruit. Dead animal food. Oh, dear. You're not still buying those nasty dead animals, are you, my love? Dear me. George has made a corn lasagna. Now, I found that didn't work too well, corn in lasagna. It does work very well in things like cottage pie and stuff like that. The lasagna, I don't know what it was. It may have been the combination and the sheets in between it, but there we are. How many likes we got now? Can I tell you what was in the box? Yes, I can. It was from great nephew Harry, great nieces Olivia and Evie, from my nephew Gary and his wife Stacey. It was chocolate Easter eggs. Not only chocolate Easter eggs, but chocolate Easter eggs direct from the Cadbury's factory. How many? Not one, not two, not three, not four, but there were in there 5 chocolate Easter eggs. The Cadbury's one with small packets of buttons in there as well. Oh, delicious. So thank you very much to nephew Harry, great nieces Evie and Olivia, nephew Gary and his wife Stacey for my delightful Cadbury's chocolate Easter egg, of which one has been eaten already. They're not massive ones. They're like, the sort of single-sized ones. Absolutely delicious. I had one yesterday. Excuse me, can I blow my nose? One moment, please. Nice. What a nice thought. And the idea of that they sent 5, one from each person. Isn't that lovely? They're the only ones I've had so far. They're a little bit slow in people giving me Easter eggs this year. Very disappointed. Nothing from my sister. Mind you, I didn't send her one either. Perhaps she's seen, as Claire mentioned, the straining buttons on the shirt at the moment. Could be. The word fragile means nothing to the Royal Mail. I've been sending parcels of my work for 35 years and they are the masters of damaging them and denying liability. You learn packaging is absolutely everything. It certainly is. It certainly is. Right, now I've got some pictures to show you as well, as you kindly did those liking things, of the garden, which I've taken for you yesterday. I've tried to create a, where the pictures change. What's it? An image rotation thing. So we'll see if these works now. This is the front garden. My front garden is very small, but I kind of adopted a large area next to my house, which is communal. Basically, it was all brambles and all that growing down there. I pushed them all back. I go over there once a year, a couple of times a year now with a lawnmower to pull it all back down again, and a hedge trimmer, of which I don't have the hedge trimmer at the moment, unfortunately. That's stuck up to the caravan. I did ask Gary, I said, perhaps you could send it down. Probably the postage of sending a long, heavy hedge trimmer down in the post might be cheaper to just buy a new one, or maybe just buy another cheaper one, see how much they are. But here is my front garden. Here we go. Now don't take any note. That picture's on the side, okay? I don't know why that isn't straightened up there. There we go. So they're the lilies now. They're just some of the lilies. Look at them. It's like a forest, those lilies. All growing there. They get watered very regularly. I've got some bluebells growing there. They were planted some years ago, and each year they come back again. And some of them are natural as well. But I did put in some blueberry bulbs some time ago. There we go. Where's that now? Oh, they're roses. They're actually roses. The smell of those flowers is beautiful. And that is the yellow hanging it's like a bit like wisteria that I was telling you about. There we go, and that's taken from a little bit further back. There's actually there's 2 of those trees there, and they are just so beautiful. There we go. That's all the pictures there. So there's some pictures there of my garden, but I love those yellow hanging things. And it's like wisteria but yellow, you know. Absolutely beautiful, those. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, there's Heidi. Good morning, Heidi. Peter, you're right about the post box. I wiped the petrol pump at the petrol station and the handles of the wheelie bin now. Paranoid. No, you're doing the same as me, Peter. I'm like that as well. I'm actually like that as well. Yeah. I'm exactly the same as you. You're chatting to each other. Yeah, the trees out there as well. You might be able to see them today because it's not too bright out there. Yes, you can. There you can see all the trees out there. I'm just surrounded by trees and forests. I was talking to my mate on the phone yesterday, and you know, I go walking over the forest, and I love it. And I come off the main paths and go right in sometimes, and you see these little. I do wonder if they're people making these paths, or perhaps deer or something like that in there. And I like to go. I'm very happy walking in there. Very happy. I was thinking about that yesterday, funnily enough, as I was sitting here. I used to be quite happy going camping and just out in nature, in preference to sitting in my home, you know. There we are. The yellow hanging duff is laburnum. That's it, laburnum. Don't eat it, it's poisonous. Yeah, it looks very pretty, though. Does look very pretty. I can't remember how long they will stay there, but poppies are very beautiful. You get some big poppies. I've got some of those that'll be coming up in the back garden. The trouble with poppies is that they're only there for a couple of days, aren't they? And then they're gone again. Right, 2 Netflix films that I watched yesterday that I can highly recommend to you. One moment, please. 2 Netflix films. There we are. 2 Netflix films. Where are they now? Let me just... I can't remember. I should have written down what they were called now. Why didn't I write that down? What's it going to be? It'd be Watch Again or something, wouldn't it? Or Watching at the moment. What's it recently had? Continue Watching. There we are. Oh, they're not on there now. Watch Again. There we are. The Healer. The Healer. What an excellent, lovely... family type film that would be. There's no swearing or no bonking or anything like that. It's wonderful. It's about this bloke who's English, right? And he fixes things. He fixes electric things, and he's got these debts, and his uncle sends him over to Nova Scotia in Canada. The scenery on this film is astounding. It really is. All the trees and the snow and all that, and it's just beautiful. And he goes over there, and everyone thinks he heals people, okay? And it turns out he's got special powers. I won't tell you any more, but that's a good one to watch. There's the little picture. That's the Healer there, okay? The Healer. So look for that picture. Drop dead gorgeous bloke who's the lead character in that. And I also watched this foreign film last night. Again, it was a bit of an accident that I watched it because you don't realise it's foreign until it starts, of course. And that's not come up on here, which is a bit annoying, really. I can't find it on there. No. Oh, hang on. Top 10, Too Hot to Handle, Innocence. Was it one of these? Hang on a minute. Let me see if it's on the top 10. I think it was one of the was it that? No, not Time Trap. Brooklyn 9. Nope. Oh, I don't know what it was now. Why can't you see what you've been watching? I seem to be able to see what you were watching. Anyway, this other film, it was about this bloke who's got his own like YouTube blog type channel similar to this thing, and he's built a piece of land, got a piece of land in the middle of nowhere. And it's all set up so that if there's some sort of disaster in the world, he can go there and keep away from everyone. But he blogs about it. And he's got all these people that watch him. And he arranges for selected people to come down and see his setup and teach them what he knows so that they can overcome some sort of worldwide disaster the same as he can. And it's very good, but it all goes a little bit wrong, as you would expect. Again, beautiful scenery of trees and snow and all that. And I can't remember for the life of me what it was called. It was a foreign film, dubbed. It was dubbed. It's the second dubbed film I've watched recently. And funny, you know, I've never considered really watching something like that before. But it was good. Okay, if I can find out the title, perhaps I'll tell you tomorrow, just before we start the bingo tomorrow. All right, my darlings. So that's my Netflix films. Hello to Vecthelium. Hello to you, Liburnian. We call Golden Regen, is it in Belgium, which is translated as Golden Rain. They really are beautiful. Thank you for that. So you've got those in Belgium as well. Such a nice tree. But if you buy them, it'll take about 3 years before you get any flowers off it. And in that first year, you just get few little ones. And as you can see now, they've come beautiful. They do look like they're going to get very tall. What you couldn't see on there was that because of the positioning of the two trees that I put in, this is the only place I could put them really, they have a lot of pine trees in front of them and the sun comes down that way, so they're pulling over that way, trying to get the sunlight. So I've roped, well, I've actually used electrical cable where I've just gone round one of the trees to pull them back into position. But as they get taller, of course, they're going to pull over that. But they're already very tall. Such beautiful flowers hanging from that. Mick says he was going to use Mandy's bra for a face mask, but they cover my whole head. Hit him, Mandy! Not having that. Hit him, Mandy! Pain and suffering, as usual, from Mick Davenport this morning, I fear. Yes, indeed. Jason, you could use one of my missus's bras for hanging baskets. My hanging baskets at the front, they're geraniums, everlasting geraniums. 3 years I've had them now. I cut them back, put them back up. You used to spend a fortune on hanging baskets. My mate does. He spent 50 quid on an hanging basket. I think, no, was it, or two? It might have got two for that. But they were all planted out and they were huge. His hanging baskets were absolutely beautiful last year, I have to say. John watched the film Fourth Man Out on Netflix. It's very good, about a guy telling his friends and family that he's gay. Funny and sad, thank you. Classic Gamer's got the OCD, got alcohol gel for the hands, antibacterial wipes for the trolley handles, and I wipe the bins as well. See, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, honestly. I think you're doing right. I honestly think you're doing right. My friend DJ Chris, okay, he thinks he's had it. He woke up one morning feeling absolutely dreadful, hot and sweating and everything. He'd only been out the house once with a mask on and gloves. It's the only time he'd gone out the house once. And he don't know where he got that from. He's been in the house all the time after that. Dreadful. Okay. Chatting to each other there. Pigeon Boy is in the house as always. My nephew. Right, some news stories for you today. I think we should do a new section called people that you'd want to taser. People that you'd want to taser. These people in the newspapers that are breaking rules and just general scumbags that we would like all of us to go out and taser them. You see, I really do believe the police all should have tasers. I absolutely believe that. But they're doing it with the scumbags that they have to deal with, or we could, I don't know what section we could call this, the scumbag section. So here we go, some scumbag type stories for you. I told you what was in the box, Mark. Already told you. I'm not telling you again. I bet you were watching this and then you've gone out and come back. Well, you've missed it now then, haven't you, dear? Not telling you. Not telling you. Please, Mark, I must ask you to pay full attention to the programme, dear. I've told you what was in the box. Here we go. Daily Mirror then. Man drove 55 miles to exercise. Shares explanation after police anger. Oh, come on. 55 miles. He's not the shortest one, though, is he? Eh? Stephen has hit back at police officers who imposed strict social distancing measures on him despite his serious health condition, saying that has no idea what he was doing. Look at this. A man who became embroiled in a debate with police after driving 55 miles to exercise has said he broke lockdown rules for a serious health condition. He drove from Liverpool to Pendle Hill, I don't know that area, to climb a steep hill and was forced to return home by officers who found him in Bali on April the 14th. Stephen is hit back at the ordeal, saying he needs to exercise due to his high blood pressure to keep him off medication, reports the Liverpool Echo. Why'd you have to go 55 miles? That's ridiculous. Another one BSing, isn't he? At the time, Ribble Valley Police said, today we've removed an individual who thought it was okay to drive from Liverpool to Bali to walk up a hill, basically. His justification for this was his local hills were closed to the public and he needs to exercise as he has high blood pressure. Good morning to Gary Owen. Morning, Gary. And Maureen in the house this morning. Morning, Maureen. His justification, oh, I've read that, haven't I? Local hills were closed to the public. Oh, please. I mean, has he got stairs in his house? There's a good way to exercise. If you're in a house and you've got no garden or anything like that, go up and down the stairs 3 times. You'll notice you've done exercise when you've done that. You've seen it, what I'm like after I've come up the stairs, after I've collected a parcel from downstairs halfway through a show. It's blooming hard work going upstairs. You get that. You get the app, don't you? The app. I've got this app that tells you how many steps and things that you've done. Where is it now? What's it on? Is it the heart thing? What's mine? Have you got one of these? How many steps? Oh, health. Oh, here we are. So today so far I've done 149 steps, which that's not very good, is it? I haven't been up long. I've only been up since. What time did I get up today? 8:30. I was up late today. 8:30 today. 8:30. So how do we do this? All health data, is that it? That's today. I've climbed 1 flight of stairs, it says. Where is it now? Steps. Oh, here we are. I think that's it there. Where's the how do you get the each steps per day? Is it that one there? No. Oh yes, right. So we haven't done too well this week. Why is that then? Oh, I know why. Because I haven't been over the forest, have I? I was trying to rest my foot, which was giving me a lot of problems. But 2 weeks ago on Monday, I did 10,137 steps. Is that good? I don't know. Then the next day, I did 8,741. Okay, then I started resting my foot. So Wednesday the 8th of April, 924. Thursday, Thursday, 1,109, and they tend to be around the 1,000 mark there. But Thursday this week, well, I did go over the forest, back up to 7,798 steps. But what is that in distance then? I know what that is in distance. Can you convert that somehow? Oh, it's very complicated. Well, I can't work it. Highlights. You're averaging 2,032 fewer steps this month than last month, it says there. I don't know. But it don't say nothing about distances, does it? Where's the distances? How'd you do that? Does someone know how to do this? Distances. Show all. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the distance is, see? So I'd like to know how far I'm walking, not just, oh, hang on, daily. What's this daily? No, DWMY. What's M? Oh, it's not easy, is it? Don't say nothing about distances, just steps. Well, that don't mean anything to me at all. Useless. But it tells you how many steps there. I don't know if 10,000 is good or 7,000 is good. I know that I'm over there for about an hour and a quarter sort of time, something like that. John, 10,000 is what you're supposed to be doing in a day. Is that right? Okay, so I can keep that up. But I do have a problem with my foot. What did I do? Did I do something else instead of the walking? No, I don't think I did. Yes, I cycled. See, I cycled, so I don't know how cycling would relate to walking. Because when you're walking, whether you're going up or down a hill, you've got to walk. You know, if you're cycling up the hill and then you're coming down, you don't have to do anything at all. So I would imagine that walking is better than cycling, isn't it? And swimming is the best one of all, but of course we can't go into swimming pools at the moment. If a step is a yard, then there's 1,760 yards in a mile. 1,007. So what do I walk then? A mile? Oh, I don't know. Don't know how it works. Very complex. Paul and Lou, morning. Morning, Paul and Lou. Rachel's got a Samsung Gear watch, which counts steps and records your heartbeats. Heartbeat, la da da da. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Yes, Vectalathon, Taser. Those idiots and disrespectful people who spit at the police, they should be given work penalties in the ICU filled with COVID-19 patients. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Very, very good idea. Very, very good idea. Adam, and he works in a care hut. Was a bit missing off that message somewhere. Oh, there he is. Royston has just told me the kettle at work has broken. The cafe at his work is not open, and they only have a small fridge, no freezer, so they can't bring food in and no PPE. And he works in a care home, crazy care of people with nobody to care for him or his colleagues. One face mask per shift, isn't it awful? It's just awful, isn't it? Just awful, really is. Thank you, Vectalathon. 10,000 steps is about 7 or 8 kilometres. I don't know what that is in a mile. How many miles is that? What is 10,000 in miles, please? We don't do any of those foreign measurements, dear. Metres and centimetres. We don't do those, dear. Inches, feet and miles, please. Good morning to Dr. Gregorian. Morning to David and Hemel. 10,000 steps is about 5 miles. Do I do 5 miles? No. Really? In an hour? So what do we walk at? About 3 miles, 3 or 4 in an hour and a quarter. About 3 or 4 miles an hour. Is that what we walk at? Well, it could be, I suppose. Well, that's not bad, is it? No wonder my blooming foot was hurting. Good morning to Sam Thomas. Haven't seen you for a while. Morning, Sam. Stu, have you been watching any of the free musicals? I tried one on Sunday, I think it was. What was the musical? Can't remember. I'd started watching it, but of course it's in a theatre, you know, and then Jesus Christ Superstar, that was the one. I started watching it and I managed about 10 minutes. No, it kind of didn't work for me watching musicals on the telly. I love going to see musicals at the theatre and I love watching films on the telly. But to watch a musical on the telly wasn't doing it for me, I'm afraid. So I did try that out there. 5.5 to 6 miles. Oh, well, I'm pleased with that then. I'm pleased with that. 5.5 to 6 miles. That's brilliant. Paul and Lou doing a calculation for us there as well. That's not bad. You're looking at about 4 miles, give or take, Chris. I'm happy with that. Fran, it's a mile to my local Tesco's. I walk in 10 minutes, but I walk fast. Fast is good. Fast is good. Anyway, let's read some more of this bloke that we think should be tasered. He's not the only one on the show today. The man was ill-equipped for the task. It says here, his justification was that, this is the bloke in Liverpool, was that his local hills were closed to the public and he needs to exercise as he has high blood pressure. The man was ill-equipped for the task and clearly not physically fit enough to tackle what was in front of him. It was below freezing this morning, and while it was a beautiful clear day, he had no idea of the route, terrain or direction back to his car once he got to the top, if he made it at all. No map, no compass, no fluids, and no idea. However, Stephen believes the implementation of the government's coronavirus emergency powers towards him was inappropriate. Basically, one of those people, I'll do what I want when I want. And he got sent back down again. He says an essential and ongoing combination of weight loss and regular exercise has resulted in me being able to manage my hypertension without the need for prescribed medicine. Yeah, but mate, you don't have to go 55 miles to do this. You're taking the mick. So we need to taser that one, boys and girls. Fire phasers. Yeah, we got new sound. New sound. Actually, that's not long enough. I might triple that to a. Do we need that tripled? Do we need it tripled? Listen. Perhaps I'll add more to it, depending on the severity of their punishment. I have to have the word with Mandy for advice on that one. The magic isn't there on the screen. No, Stu, it really isn't. It wasn't there. I mean, it's a great idea, and I'm sure many people will enjoy it. And I think it's a personal thing, as always. You know, some of you will love watching musicals and that on the television, but it just didn't quite work for me. Yeah. Did you enjoy it at all, Stu? You say the magic wasn't there. Did you watch a whole musical on there? Did anyone watch musicals on the telly? Yeah, they're on the YouTube, aren't they? The Andrew Lloyd Webber is a wonderful man. Such talent. I love his stuff. You always know when there's a musical number and Andrew Lloyd Webber has written it, right? Because you get all the singing, and sort of just before the last chorus, there'd be this massive instrumental orchestral bit. You know, for example, "Memory." Oh, she comes out of the song, doesn't it? Midnight, da, 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 still it will be morning, da, 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 da. When I learned to touch you, at the new day will begin. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. And they had this big, massive orchestral bit near, sort of usually just before the last chorus. And you know it's an Andrew Lloyd Webber. I love his stuff. One that you might not know, and I can't play it unfortunately because of the copyright things, is a song he did with Sarah Brightman called "Hymn." And it was the tune was based on an old church hymn. And the tune goes da 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 da. That one. Okay, and again, just before it strikes up into a massive orchestral piece halfway through it. Let me just see if that's on the YouTube for you, and you can look for that. Do have a look at that if you like musicals and that sort of thing. You may or may not find it. I had great trouble finding that song. I had it, and I used to listen to it, funnily enough, when I was married. For that short period of time I was married. And I'd have it on this little Sony Walkman, tape Walkman, and I'd have it on the train when I went to work from Battersea. Someone at the door. Can I come back to you in a moment? Just a moment. Just come in. See? The exercise. Up and down the stairs. Oh, up and down those stairs there. Oh, it's another strange grey package has arrived. I don't know what that is. No idea what it is. Now, where were we? Andrew Lloyd Webber and the song "Hymn." I'm looking up "Hymn." Yeah, it took me ages to find this, and I used to have this tune on my little Sony cassette Walkman when I used to go to work on the train between Battersea Park and Wimbledon. But oh, there it is. Hymn, Sarah Brightman. Is it on here? Yes, it is. There it is. Oh, I don't dare play you a bit. No, I can't. It's on there quite a lot. So "Hymn," as in HIM, Sarah Brightman. Type that in. Oh, it's wonderful. What they did to that hymn was wonderful. Of course, when I play that on the organ at church, unfortunately, I now hear Andrew Lloyd Webber's version of it. And I find it difficult to sort of slow it down and bring "him," HIM, back down to sort of HYMN. It's difficult because you can't do the big orchestral bit before the last verse. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, that is. Let's have a look there. John, very strange. I've got Graham Norton and you at the same time. How awful. The show is fantastic at the moment. What show is this? What show are you talking about there? Let's just scroll up a little bit there. Walking and cycling are both healthy. The difference is walking is better for the brain as a head artery hits the floor every time and makes the blood pump. Does it really? Oh, I don't know anything about that. Cycling burns more calories. Really? I find that surprising. I find it surprising because when you go down the hill, you're not doing anything. But if you say so, I don't know. Claire, dear Lord and Father of mankind. That's the one, Claire. That is the one. You got it there. That's the one. And you get to the end of the verse. Yet you're all right for a couple of verses. And then going from 2 to 3, in my head drops in the Andrew Lloyd Webber instrumental bit in the middle, you see. And I can't get rid of it out of my head. And you sort of have to ignore it and carry on playing. If I can do it as a last hymn, though, right? So the last verse comes, and then I can do the instrumental bit, and I turn it all up. Down go all the stops, Claire. It's not the bailiffs, David. I'm so pleased it's not the bailiffs. Mari watched the stage production of Phantom of the Opera yesterday evening on TV. Took me a while to get into it. Yeah, I agree. It's not the same on the screen. It needs to be live on stage. I have seen Phantom. Isn't it great when that chandelier crashes down onto the stage at the end of part 1? Wonderful. Spiders ran out and gave us a tune. Oh, we got Spiders news today. Worry not, we've got Spiders news. Okay, let's have a look there. Now, here's another one that needs to be tasered, right? This disgusting creature. A drunk woman. And there's a picture on her. She is pig ugly. Isn't it funny? All these horrible people are really ugly. Have you ever noticed that? Horrible people are really ugly. A drunkard was charged with terrorism. Good. After she was filmed coughing with all her might on a police officer who warned her about social distancing rules. This cow, because that's all she is, this pig in Oklahoma hacked her throat theatrically at a cop after he refused to shake her hand because of the ongoing pandemic. This woman sparked a call out after she allegedly tried to drive while drunk and was filmed on the office's body camera saying, "I appreciate you, sir," offering him her hand. The unnamed cop replied, "I'm not shaking your hand. I don't know if you're aware, but there's coronavirus going around." This prompted her to croak, "Well," and then she swore, before opening her mouth and coughing at the cop as hard as she could and saying, "I got it. What's up?" There's only one way to deal with these people, I keep telling you. They need to be tasered immediately, tasered, darling. Ghastly, awful people. That's not the only one. There's another one here. One more person who I think should be tasered. And you may think I'm being a little bit harsh. But I don't do these things, and I'm sure you don't. It wouldn't occur in my head to go up to someone because I didn't like them, not even, and I say this, and you're not going to believe I'm going to say this, not even Gemma Collins. I wouldn't even go up to Gemma Collins and do any of this, right? But there are ways to deal with it, and they must all be tasered, boys and girls. They need to be tasered. It's like we were saying some months ago, I think last year in sort of autumn time, we talked about the knife crime and all that business, and it's something to do with people's heads. It is, because when we were in the Scouts and the Cubs, we went on camp, we had knives. We had knives like that, some of them. Some people had pen knives, and as you got older, you had what was called a sheath knife, which was held in a sheath, and it was long. And with this sheath knife would be very sharp, and you could make things with it. You'd get like a large not a twig, a branch. Like a branch that you might have found that was fairly straight. And then you start cutting off the end of it, you know, with your sheath knife in the Scouts. So you'd have a sharp point, right? And then you push that thing into the earth and you get 3 of them. And you put a tin can up the top there with loads of holes in it, you know, like a catering tin can then. And then some sort of way of climbing up there. And then you fill it with water and you've made a shower. Usually with freezing cold water, but you get the idea. And a few of the oldest, I didn't have one myself, I had a penknife myself, you know, so big. One of those ones with all the things on it, Swiss Army knife. I had a Swiss Army knife, right? And some of the older Scouts, they had these big knives like that. But it wouldn't occur, and there'd be quite a few of these on the camp, maybe minimum of 10, something like that, of these very large knives. Were they locked up somewhere? No, they were in their kit. We just had them, ready to perform tasks. It would not occur to anyone during a row or a fight, and boys fight. It wouldn't occur to any of them to go and get one of those knives. That was not in our heads, ever. Not once. Not once. What'd you say to me? Out comes the knife. No, it wouldn't happen. They might be rowing in the tent at night. You know, the knife would have been near them in the bag, but it wouldn't occur to any of them to go and get the knife. Funny, isn't it? But now, look at them now. Same with this coffin lark. This old cow. Would that occur to you to cough in someone's face? Disgusting, dirty, disgusting people who need to be faced. Oh well. What else? Taser Gemma Collins. I couldn't do that to poor old Gemma. I think you're being nasty towards Gemma. I won't have any of that, dear. I won't have people being nasty to the lovely Gemma Collins. Right, one more dodgy person then. Supermarket sweep. This one's in The Sun this morning. I hope I've been mentioning those newspapers, have I? Because if you're reading the story, yes. So the first one was from the Metro. Second one was from the Daily Mirror, I think it was. Here's the third one. This is from The Sun. We get all the papers here, dear. Well, I say that. They're all online, aren't they now? This is in The Sun. This is the moment. And there's a video. If you want to watch this, I will tweety this. One moment, please. Tweet. Tweeting on my Twitterer. Chris Reardon UK is my Twitter. Okay, Chris Reardon UK. Tweeting now. There we go. So there's a video to watch on this one. And in The Sun it says, this is the moment an alleged shoplifter leaving a Morrison's store with a full trolley of toilet roll was dragged back by security guards. I love it. I've already watched the video. It's great. This shopper is being dragged across the floor. I love it. Footage shared on social media shows security guards at the supermarket in Enfield, North London, pulling the suspected thief through the shop by his legs yesterday. Well, he had the choice of standing up and walking. Chose to try and hang on to the floor, did he? Dodgy old git. Dear me. Another employee can be seen pushing the trolley stacked with loo roll behind the security guards as the man is bundled into a side office. The footage starts controversy after being shared on social media, but Morrison's has defended the actions of the security staff. Toilet paper has become a prized commodity. It's not so much now. I've seen it everywhere, toilet roll. There's loads of toilet roll available now. It says, as the clip begins, 3 men, who are believed to be employed by a third-party security company, are seen dragging a man back into the premises by his arms and legs. He puts up a struggle by holding onto a pile of stacked baskets, which then came crashing down on his head. Now, no doubt, he's probably one of those people who will now say, well, that's their fault. No, it ain't, mate. It's your fault. You did the crime. You held on to the baskets which fell on top of you. No one threw baskets at you, you dodgy character. And before any of you liberal lefty type people start moaning, oh, Oh, he was just trying to get toilet roll for his family because they've got no money. Well, I'm sorry, that's not our problem. So you think you can go into a supermarket and steal it so it costs us more money? I'm sorry. No. Drag him back into the shop. The bearded man is the man is dragged towards a corridor in the shop, and one of the men is heard, security people, shouting, "Bring the trolley, bring the trolley." The bearded man is then pinned to the ground with one of the employees even standing on him for a brief moment. Good. Good. Another employee wearing what appears to be the Morrison's uniform and face mask can be seen helping to detain the man and is then dragged into a room as he continues to resist the employees. Well, good on Morrison's for that. That is how you deal with those people. That and phasers, boys and girls. We need to phaser these people as rapidly as possible and send Mandy round for pain and suffering. Absolutely. We have to do these things. Absolutely have to do these things. But honestly, I'm sorry, you know, all that, well, they've got no money to feed their family. Well, that's neither here nor there. You shouldn't go to supermarkets and blooming nick stuff. The police need more powers, and then they take them back there. Oh, the police held me roughly. Well, if you weren't doing something wrong, you wouldn't have been held roughly or tasered. Absolutely. I so agree with what's going on there. Where is Scott? Well, good morning to Scott Walker joining us. Hello to you. Classic Gamer says, I would love to be able to get some Dettol antibacterial spray and spray it in someone's face if they cost him my... I've got 2 cans of that, actually, although one's not here. One of my cans of Dettol spray is at the pub where I do the karaoke. I hope no one's using it. I should be most... That's the first thing I check when I go back to the pub. Whether or not anyone's nicked my can of Dettol spray. Outrageous. Just a reminder, gang, if you want to send in any pictures of anything at all that you might want to send in, okay, perhaps some creation that you've made, or a picture of your house, or you, or perhaps you holding one of your prizes that you might have won at some point, then please do so, okay? Send them to that address there. Just please send me just one picture rather than 5 or 6. Just one picture of whatever you want to show, and I can put it on the next show then, my love, all right? Oh, George has got his fridge bag magnet. Excellent. Well, I hope you won't get another one now. Because another one went out to you, as you well know. What did it come in? Was it in a white envelope or a grey one? Was it in a white envelope or a grey one, George? Peter, lack of education, dumbing down a society. Underclasses can't communicate. No, they can't. They can't. What is going on here? Lots of communication going on here today, isn't they? Rachel says they mean more than tasering. Absolutely. They want to go to Saudi Arabia. They nick stuff from there. They cut their hands off. They cut the blooming hands off. And how much crime is there in Saudi Arabia? Hardly any. Hardly any. They got it sorted over there, my dear. Let's have a look. What, my show's got more interesting. I doubt that very much, dear. Good. That's that one done there. Naked pictures as well, Chris. Yes, please send naked pictures. Yes, indeed, Mick. Naked pictures of fit men. So that counts you out, unfortunately. But if you've got any other fit men, usually, you know, Premier League footballers. Someone like that with a few tattoos, something like that. You're right, Mandy. You won't say anything against Gemma Collins has mixed up your medication, Jed. Don't you say that. Don't you be running down Gemma Collins on this programme, Adam. She's a lovely girl. Beautiful lady. And I do think she is actually quite beautiful, Gemma Collins. Joking aside. But unfortunately, no talent whatsoever. Absolutely no talent. All right, now, what else have we got here? What about this, the old buses or tubes? Now, I got to be honest. I wouldn't go near a bus or tube or a train at the moment. No way. I mean, when the Euro Disney thing was coming up, I was, I really don't want to be on a train for like 2. It didn't seem to bother my niece and her family, but I just did not want to go. And even though it was cancelled, I don't think I would have gone, to be honest. I didn't want to sit on a chain for ages. But nevertheless, if some or one or two of you... Oh, hello to Michael Pullman. I'm awake now. Sorry I've slept through half the show. I don't know what to say about it. I think you're tempting for punishment. You are, for Mandy Davenport. I'm going to let that one go. There's a little bit of, what's the word? A little bit of disrespect going on there. Falling asleep doing my show. How can you fall asleep for the first half of it and then wake up for the second half? That's beyond me, that is. Sean likes Gemma Collins. It must be an Essex thing. There we go. You got to take your shoes off to get on Gemma Collins. Now stop it now. Anyway, any of you who may well be using buses or trains, especially in London, of course, wow, look at this. A leaked email from Transport of London's Commissioner Mike Brown, this is in a Daily Mirror, said the measure is temporary and essential due to a huge drop in revenue as a result of the COVID-19 virus thing. TfL basically are this is a new word that we've all learned, isn't it? Furlough. Who ever heard the word furlough before this virus thing? None of us. Anyway, they're going to furlough staff. Passengers' numbers have gone down by, go and have a guess, 60%, 50%, 95% less passengers are using the TfL services at the moment. That's buses and trains. Wow. Have you ever been on like a bus or a tube train? Even on a Sunday, they can be quite busy. I used the tube. The last time I used the tube was on a Sunday, and I was meeting up for some a Christmas dinner with some friends in central London. And there were times that I had to change the tube a couple of times. And there was a couple of occasions where I had to stand up on a Sunday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was packed, this tube. It says, you would think it'd be empty at that time, wouldn't you? Workers on London's transport network are said to be furloughed, a leaked email reveals, as passengers' numbers have plummeted. It comes as use of the tube has fallen by 95%. Wow. Wow. And bus use has fallen 85%. Just imagine all these empty buses going around, I suppose. This has left a huge hole in Transport for London's budgets, the memo states. In the message from Commissioner Mike Brown, staff are told that this is temporary and essential measure after the government announced the lockdown would go on for at least another 3 weeks. Fortunately, furloughed staff will still receive 100% of their salary, the email states. I suppose the fact that although they're paying the staff, the fact that the buses are not moving around means they're not buying any diesel or any maintenance, I would imagine. They're not having to be cleaned. So therefore, they save the money there, don't they, I suppose? Wow. It reads, as you know, tube journeys are down 95% and bus journeys 85%. Road traffic is also significantly reduced. Yes, I've seen various posts from Facebook people of them walking through London at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's no one there. If you thought it was quiet at Christmas, go and have a look now. Gosh. Especially in the sort of areas where there's offices like Canary Wharf and office areas. Like I can't think of any others at the moment, but somewhere like Canary Wharf, I would imagine it's just been abandoned. Really? Gosh. So hardly anyone using the buses at the moment. I really wouldn't go on there. Heidi, I've just seen the video you were talking about. The man in Morrison's, it was funny. They dragged him round the corner and a load of baskets fell on his head. Yeah, good. Good, Heidi. Good. Heidi goes out shopping. She has a mask and glasses on, everything, don't you, darling? I rang her yesterday. She was still in bed. What time was that, Heidi? About 12 in the afternoon. You were still in bed yesterday. Shocking, dear. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Sean drove past Greg's yesterday. So many people licking the windows. David, the 5% are ticket inspectors. Peter says, QPR fall asleep, both halves. Now, I'm not a football man, Peter, but my dad was a QPR supporter. When he died, my mum had a ball thing made out of the QPR flowers. That was 25 years ago I lost my dad. I can't believe it. It goes so quick. Time goes so quickly. It really does, doesn't it? Sam, send him photos of women's bodies. No thanks, Sam. You keep those for yourself, my friend. Mick Davenport, roll Gemma in flour. Adrian, have I missed anything? I've just finished cutting my hair and having a shower, as my TV in my shower doesn't work at the moment. We can just take your phone in. Have you got a phone that does the internet? Have you got one of those yet? Oh dear. Loads of stories here to do today. Jeremy Clarkson. Now, what do you think about this, gang? How are you doing with this lockdown? Do you absolutely hate it? Do you? Because I tell you what, I'm walking around at the moment. The only time I'll go to a shop is if I absolutely have to, or to post a letter, as you know. Certainly, I cycle down to the delivery off the sorting office, because there's a post box outside there, and that picks up more regularly than all of the others. Plus, it's an exercise because it's about half hour there and half hour back again. Right? I love it. If the virus wasn't around and all these poor people weren't dying, just dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. If those poor people weren't dying, there was no virus, and it could stay like this, yeah, I'm all up for that. I don't have to sit in traffic. I don't have to go past too many people because we're all at home. I love it. I love this peace and quiet. I love it. I can walk out there. I can't even hear the motorway anymore. Hardly at all. There's more birds singing. Well, Jeremy Clarkson has written in The Sun. I know some of you really like. I think he's brilliant, Jeremy Clarkson. I think he talks a lot of sense. I think it's a bit man sort of thing, but that's okay. I quite like him. He says, we've all seen the Shawshank Redemption. No, I don't remember that. I've never seen that. He says, I wonder if what it'd be like when we finally are let out. And Jeremy says, like most people, I've been well behaved these past 4 weeks. I haven't made any unnecessary journeys. I've kept my distance when delivery drivers have come to the door, and I've spent my evenings watching so many box sets that I'm now down to reruns of Cash in the Attic. Oh, God. What's that programme? I just accidentally tripped across some of these programmes sometimes before the news. And it's this antique programme, right? And I'm not quite sure what goes in because it is of little interest to me. And then at the end, they all hook arms and kick in the air. What's all that about? I thought they were making a TikTok video. What on earth is all that? I thought, what's that about? Is it supposed to be funny? Because I don't get it. Anyway, Jeremy says, every morning I drive into the village for papers and milk. My local town is only 3 miles away, but I've forgotten what it looks like. And he says, London, that's just somewhere on the news. Now, it's interesting that he says that, right? Because, like many of you, I'm not in London. I don't really like London that much. I can't stand masses of people and pollution and all that going on in the air. But it does. London is like somewhere else now, isn't it? You wouldn't want to go there unless you absolutely have to. I feel really sorry for people living in the small rooms and little flats that can't go out. Whereas here I am in a sort of, nice house with reasonable sized rooms and a bit of a garden out the back, bigger than some, smaller than others, and a beautiful forest that I can walk over. I mean, even if you want to go to the park, say you're sort of somewhere like Camden Town. Is it Regent's Park there, Camden Town? Near Camden Town? I think it's Regent's Park there. I'm not quite sure the name of the park. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. Right? Even if you get up and you go over there, there's going to be lots of people there because you haven't got much park. So it's difficult to avoid people. Whereas I can come out of here, walk into the forest. I might walk past 5 people later if I go over there. And he's quite right. London is just somewhere on the news. When you see London and those hospitals and all that, not really seeing that out here. We're not. Jeremy says, I haven't had a shave for a week. I'm wearing a shirt that makes me look like Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is this reminds me the other day when I cut my hair again. And I went out the front to check for lily beetles. Incidentally, Claire, have you checked for lily beetles today, darling? checked for those lily beetles. I went out to check for lily beetles, and my neighbour came out. Dave, who lives in the next door to us. I said, all right, Dave, is my hair all right at the back? He said, I can't quite see. I can't quite see at the back there because last time I did it, there were tufts of hair, as you well know. And he looked at me and he said, Chris, we don't have to worry about that at our age. And I laughed. And I came back inside. I thought, do you know what? You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter if you put a nice T-shirt on or a shirt and a pair of trousers and a jacket and you go out. Do you pull? No. It makes no difference what you wear at our age. And he was absolutely right. That being said, you wouldn't want to see me sitting here scruffy, would you? I do try and make an effort, even though, as Claire kindly pointed out, that my buttons today are stretched a little bit due to excessive weight being put on at the moment. Jeremy Clarkson hasn't shaved for a week. He says, I'm living on a diet of what's growing in my vegetable garden, which at this time of the year is nothing. And McVitie's dark chocolate biscuits. He says, I may have a beer shortly, even though it's a midday. This is the lifestyle I dreamed about when I was a teenager. Ordinarily, I go to a lot of parties, but I'm starting to realise that getting dressed up and driving a razor around my face and sorting a taxi is an enormous amount of effort. And it is. You know what it's like, especially you beautiful ladies out there. When you go out, how long do you spend getting ready? Hour? Got to do your hair. Got to have a shower. Got to do perfume. Oh, what can I wear? Open a cupboard. 200 dresses. Oh, I've got nothing to wear. You want to see the amount of shirts my mate's got. God's sake. Hundreds of them. And Jeremy carries on and says, and so for what? So that I can spend a few hours talking to people I don't know or like. I also used to love going down to the pub, but now I'm thinking, why drink standing up when I can stay at home and drink sitting down? And carpet bombing. He says, and to think how much better life is when we don't have to buy clothes. Now, I don't buy an enormous amount of clothes. I've got lovely clothes, which I've collected over the years. And, you know, you spend a decent amount on a shirt or a jacket or a pair of jeans, something like that. They last for years. Some of these shirts you see me wearing are like 25 years old. He says, no need to get underdressed in an overheated cubicle so you can try on a pair of trousers that do nothing but remind you that you're getting fat. We've all been there. Perhaps not some of you. I certainly have. And no need to spend 20 minutes at the till when the shop assistant insists that you hand over your email address to her bosses so that they can spend the next 100 years carpet bombing your computer with offers on things you don't need. How many of those emails do you get, eh? I get hundreds of them. What this lockdown has taught me most of all, I don't really need much. Wi-Fi, electricity and biscuits, that's about it. Jeremy goes on to say in The Sun, it was my 60th birthday last weekend and all year I'd been planning a party to celebrate. In the end though, I spent the day in the sunshine with my children and I couldn't have been happier. I'm actually scared then of what will happen when normal service is resumed, because I'll be expected to pick up where I left off and I'm not sure I want that. Now, I wonder how many of you are thinking that as well. Do some of you work in London or in a city and you have to drive in the traffic and the fumes, sitting there in those queues of traffic? Oh, should I just go across that yellow light? No, better not. And then the cyclists squeezing through along the Euston Road. My sister was saying to me, she said, are you going to go back to work? And I'm like, oh, do you know, I don't know. It depends. I think it depends whether I probably will. I think I probably will. But it might be that I go to work a couple of times. I'm thinking, well, I didn't need to sit in this traffic before. You know what I mean? What about you? He says, I'm not sure I want that. I may end up chiselling Clarky was here into a beam and doing a Shawshank. I don't know what that is. He says, I just hope nobody else is feeling this way because someone has to keep the biscuits and the box sets coming in. And for that to happen, the world needs a thriving economy. And he's quite right there. He's quite right. So that's an interesting take on things there from Jeremy. I'm sorry, I'm slouching. That's bad of me. I'm slouching there. Yeah, I do wonder if some of you too might decide that, well, actually, you know, I have been able to cope with the money. All right, I haven't had as much as I usually had, but that's okay. And it seems to be ticking over okay. And I wonder how many people, perhaps of an age, not so much the younger people, perhaps of an age, will decide that actually, no, it's quite nice to be able to do exactly as you please, rather than have to sit there in that traffic or anything. Let's have a look there. Mark, have you seen my tapes here? I've got. Oh, there's a few old tapes and things hanging around in here. Have you never noticed these? They've always been there. Always been there. All right. Michael's had a trip to the hospital today. He's just sleeping off the pain relief. Oh, you poor thing there. Poor thing. Was your dad from Shepherd's Bush? No, Dad wasn't from Shepherd's Bush. No, wasn't from Shepherd's Bush. Heidi says, I'm all right, but I hope the lockdown is over after the next 3 weeks. I'm not going to be able to cope beyond that. Because Heidi is, she's just in a room. But, you know, better safe than sorry, Heidi. Even when they say, we're going to let the lockdown go now and we'll see what happens. Well, that's not good enough for me, mate. That wouldn't be good enough for me. I want you to tell me the lockdown is finished and it's very unlikely you're going to catch it. That's what I want to hear. Vectathlon has been in lockdown for over a month now already. You're in Belgium, aren't you? Already. And he's fine with it. I'm afraid to get the virus as I'm in a group of people who are the most at risk for it. There you go. You see? I think we've gone too far forward to see those now, haven't we? There we are. Vectathlon, drive 1 hour per train for my job, packed with other people, all stressed out to always be on time, spend hours doing stuff for someone else for a wee bit of wages, while in a sec, it can all be over. Yeah, you're right, and it's so quick. 1 second you're here, and then you're gone, and it's all over, isn't it? Jeremy Clarkson is, of course, a millionaire, yes. Oh, you don't have to be a millionaire. You know, if you're okay and you think, well, actually, you know, this is working out okay for me, then maybe it's something we should think about, isn't it? Is it because I'm relaxed in front of you, Fran? That's why I'm slouching. Sorry. Shouldn't slouch like that, really, should I? What else have we got here? Here come the bugs and the spiders. In the metro, thousands of bugs have appeared all over a beach in Yorkshire. Ba, 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 ba. Who's in Yorkshire? Anyone in Yorkshire? Where's all these bugs coming from, gang? The swarm of insects has covered huge parts. I don't like insects, dear. Huge parts of the beach at Caton Bay. We have a couple of people from Yorkshire. I don't know if they're with us today. Sue, who lives nearby, came across the scene while walking on the beach on Monday. She said, I was out doing my hour exercise and I walked along the beach and could see what looked like tiny seed pods. It was unusual for that beach. I've never actually seen anything like that before, but when you actually look closer, they were sort of like beetles and had wings. Scary, very scary. She took some pictures and I posted it when I got home, and other people had seen similar things on that bay and up the coast. It seems to be on the east coast. I was most stunned realising they were living creatures. They were just masses and masses of them. Very, very scary. Usually you see seaweed left behind by the tide, and from a distance that's what it looks like. And as you approach you think, what are these? And there's just loads and loads of... They're little beetle type... They do like little beetle type things. The Coast Guard, they appear to be a large number of European chafer beetles that have been washed up on a few beaches around Scarborough. Where are you going to Scarborough Fair? The Coast Guard pollution team has been informed so that the source can be investigated. So they're the bugs, lots of bugs all over the place. Not just bugs, Rachel. Spiders as well. Spiders as well. In the sun. And after this, we're going to do the raffle tickets. In the sun, Leggett. Quarantined British people have reported a huge increase in the number of, go on, guess, Rachel, spider sightings, including the poisonous false widow. You don't want that biting you, my loves. That's the one where it looks like it's got a little skull on its back. Shocked homeowners have stumbled upon the influx of false widow spiders while clearing out their sheds and garages during lockdown. Many have taken photos of the small black arachnids and uploaded them to social media to ask for people to help identify them. And clearly, I know exactly what a false widow spider looks like. They're kind of black, and it looks like a picture of a skull on their back, indicating that they are poisonous indeed. One posted, share your horrible spider pictures. Here's one from my shed last night. I know someone who's about to share pictures of spiders on this chat box. Our shed has turned into spider heaven. Oh my God, I better check my shed next door. I was in there yesterday with a torch. The lights seem to have stopped working in there, in my shed. Don't know why. Our shed has turned into spider heaven in this spell of warm weather, and I'm curious to know if this is a false widow spider. And someone said, yes, indeed it is. They posted, this false widow was in my next door neighbour's shed. I have burnt the whole thing down. I'd have burnt the whole thing down. So there we are. Are you finding lots of spiders anywhere, boys and girls? George doesn't listen to half of what I say, Rachel. I gave up. I'll say something and then he's just disappeared again. I answered that question ages ago, George. Ages, dear. Right, let's do today's raffle tickets, gang. Let's do. We got these coloured raffle tickets now, aren't they nice? Look at that. Dr. SOS Gregorian gets number 19. Where is he? Number 19. Raffle tickets for Monday's raffle. All right. If you're watching a recording of the show, don't forget you can get your ticket by email. Send me an email there. Ask for your raffle tickets, and I'll reply to your email with the raffle ticket number. You're only allowed one ticket per show, whether you get it on here or on the other thing, isn't it? Fran, they kill your grass, Schaefer's bugs, and they come year after year. Is that right? I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Okay, one man and his Sprinter van, 20. Sprinter van, 20. Mick Davenport, 21. Mark Bowles, 22. Jason Hughes, 23. Tony King, 24. Michael Palman, 25. I haven't torn any out. Look. Silly sod. I haven't torn them out here. Next raffle is on Monday for the prize, okay? Win a fridge magnet on Monday. Don't forget, you can win more than once. You can win as many times as your ticket gets pulled out, really. So keep asking for the raffle tickets. Where did we get to? Sprinter, was it Sprinter van? No, 25. 25 was Michael Pullman. Sean Pye, 26. Fran Green, 27. White envelope. Okay, so that was the one posted this week. The other one never turned up then. So the other one did indeed get lost somewhere. White envelope, and it had sellotape all around the edges, didn't it? Okay, well, there's a lesson to be learnt for me there then. There's a lesson to be learnt for me there then. Thank you, George. Diane, 28. Diane Jeb, 28. Oh, there's my sister. You're very quiet today, Sharon, 29. Mandy Davenport, 30. 31 for Mandy. Rachel, 31. Heidi, 32. Mari, 33. Ross, 34. David and Hemel, 35. Maureen, 36. Oh. Maureen 36. Colin Coates 37. Peter Paliwoda 38. The raffle, Peter, if you didn't know already, because I think you're new, is on Monday morning, all right? Usually somewhere between 9 and 11 a.m. on Monday. That's when we draw the raffle. It's for one of these. I'm sure you're new. There you go. It's for one of those, okay? Fridge magnet, all right? That'll be one on Monday. And someone always wins. You don't have to be with us live if you can't be, Peter. But to find out whether you've won, you will have to watch the show, okay? I don't tell anyone they've won. But once that ticket's pulled out, that's it. We don't keep pulling them out until someone says hello. All right? By the way, anyone who wants to join the bingo, we do bingo on Sunday night here. It's free to play, just some silly little prizes that you can win. It's a lot of fun. 8 o'clock is bingo time on Sunday night. If you'd like to play, then you must get your request in to join in the bingo by 12 o'clock on Sunday. If you want to join in, send me an email now to the same email address. Say, please sign me up for the bingo, and I'll reply to you and let you know that's been done, and I'll add you onto the system. But you've got to be on that system by 12 o'clock on Saturdays, okay? On Sunday afternoons, rather. All right, so that's Peter. Adam the Plumber, 39. 39 for Adam. There's Adam. Gary Davidson, number 40. Gary Davidson, 40. Scrap It Man, 41. Oh, sorry, Gary. Gary, 41. It's my nephew. Scrap It Man is Gary. Gary Davidson. Oh, what have I done here? Gary Davidson, Gary Butler. Scrap It Man, white envelope. Paul Atkinson, 42. Adrian Richardson, 43. Hello to Hammy Hunter. You're a new person, aren't you? Hammy Hunter, 44. Is that like, what's Hammy? Is that short of a name for something, or is it something to do with like hamsters or something like that? Is it? What is it? Hammy. What an interesting name. Is that short for something, or is that it, or is that the name? George Bond, 45. You're right, Gary. 46. Sharon's quiet because she's a good girl. She's a good girl. I'll get you some of those good girl choc drops. Good girl choc drops. Do you get those? Was that for cats? Good girl choc drops. I'm sure I've heard of those. They can't be for dogs because they don't eat chocolate, do they? Is there special chocolate for dogs? Because you can't give them normal chocolate. It's poison, isn't it, to dogs? Chocolate. Very bad. Michael Lawrence, 46. Blimey, how many of you here today then? I didn't expect that many on a Saturday. Michael Lawrence, 46. Lancashire Biker. Lancashire Biker is 47. Thank you, sir. Schaefer beers are gross. They stick to you. Oh, gross. They really? How awful. Okay, I think I've done all the raffle tickets. Let's just check our email, see if there's any coming in on there. We've done Dr. Gregorian. So it's Gavin Bass, 48 for Gavin. Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now, boys and girls, and I shall correct the fault. All right, if I've missed you out, please speak now, my love. Let's go. Birthday time, then. Come on, that's slow, isn't it? Ah, there's George Bond has sent in a picture of his thing arriving there. Excellent. Yes, that first one definitely disappeared then. That was only in a grey plastic thing. So that obviously... I do wonder because... let me show you. I had wondered about that. Let me show you. Because... Right? So here's the plastic thing. For a few people, what I'd started doing was simply putting that in there, okay, sealing it up, and then put... Well, I mean... That's then flapping around, isn't it? In all the machinery, I suppose, that sorts out the stuff. And I did wonder to myself whether or not that was acceptable to put that in there. Now, if I put that in an envelope and then put that in there, then it requires more than a first-class stamp. So I worked that out. What was happening, as Mick will tell you, if I put that in just an envelope, in 2 cases, I heard of reports of where there was a hole in an envelope when it arrived, no fridge magnet, where it just worked itself through. You know, you wouldn't think it would do that, but I suppose in all the machinery at the Royal Mail and all that, that's what happened. So what I did with George's one is I put it in a white envelope and then I put sellotape around the edges, and that seems to have worked. So there's a lesson to be learnt there. That's probably... Do you see what I mean? It's just flapping around all over the place. So there's a lesson to be learnt there. I'll send those out in white envelopes with sticky tape around them in future. And that'll cure that problem. You look for metal coins. How interesting. Yeah, we did a story the other day about some lady who found some sort of coin, and it was worth about £2,500. She had it valued £2,500. And I did say on the show, if I was looking for coins and I found one, right, if I was looking to make money from it rather than a hobby, you know? So some people will go around looking for this stuff because it is a hobby to them, and they might find something. Oh, wow, look what I found. And they clean it up and it goes on a shelf somewhere. Other people will do like a money... It's like this. This is a hobby, basically, isn't it? It's a hobby, right? If I was trying to make money out of this, then I'd have to go and apply somewhere to try and, I don't know, get on the telly or something. And then you have to do what they want you to do. And I can't be doing that, really. So this is like a hobby. It doesn't really make any money. It doesn't make any money. End of story. But and it's the same with the coins. You know, you can find these beautiful stamp collections as well. Stamp collections. Mark Bowles collects coins. Mark Bowles collects coins. Yeah, and things like that. Interesting. Thank you for that. Are we doing the happy birthdays now? I think we're going to do the... Have I got everyone? Don't tell me I haven't missed anyone out at all. Come on, I must have missed someone out. Usually someone moaning, ow, you missed me out. Some people just say, I missed you out on purpose. You do feel that sometimes. Right, here come today's birthdays. First of all, Jamie. Hello to Jamie. Jamie Brennan. Happy birthday to you today. 30 years old, and don't you look every year of it, darling. Good God. I think it's 30 or 32, something like that. Happy birthday, Jamie. Happy birthday to a very good friend of mine, Lizzie Drip. Lizzie Drip is the drag queen name. Robin Dearden is his proper name. Very, very dear friend of mine. 62 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Robin. All right. Leslie J. McKee. Happy birthday to you, Leslie. Charlie Rowley today. Happy birthday to Charlie. Charlie boy. Darren Hamlin today is 41 years old. Rob Victory Hudson is 58 years old. Jesper Nargard. Morning, Jesper. Happy birthday to you. Paride Liam is 48 years old. And finally, Liam Collins is 37 years old. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday to you, boys and girls. One more story for you today in the Daily Mirror. And this nosy old cow, nosy old bag. One mum says her evening plans of relaxing and people watching out of her front window were ruined when an inconsiderate neighbour parked his van in front of it. Now, I know some of you will have had this problem in the past. It must be awful to sort of have a road in front of you and then to have some great big blooming, probably one man in his Sprinter van. It's probably him. He actually goes around and seeks out people's windows to stop in front of and leaves it there for 2 days. She says, as a parent, any time you get to yourself is precious. So when one mum's evening routine was disrupted by her neighbour, she was furious. After a busy day, the mum likes to spend her evening relaxing by watching passers-by out of her front window. However, one night her neighbour parked his van in front of her window, which blocked her view of the street, and she was not impressed. She vented her frustration on Mumsnet, saying, I'm a bottom floor flat with my living room window on the street, no front garden. It's a busy street with everyone walking, as we're near a country park, and it's near a nice area to walk. So I like sitting in the evening, watching everyone go by, and she's not happy. Well, all I've got to say to that is what a nosy old cow she is, dear. Honestly, got nothing better than to do curtain twitching. Curtain twitching. Sticking your nose out in other people's business all the time. I must... Oh, shall I tell you that? No, I'm not going to tell you that. No, there's certain things that we can't talk about on this program. Anyway, nosy old bag. You can just see her now, can't you? Oh, what's going on out there? And then reporting back to all of the neighbours. I'm sure that is the case. Anyway, that's it for the show today. Thanks very much. If you could just hit the like button, perhaps on your way out, the little thumbs up one, and that's much appreciated. The next show will be our bingo show, which is tomorrow night, boys and girls, at 8 o'clock. Once again, if you want to register for the bingo, please do so. Just send me an email to that address. Say, please add me to the bingo, and I will reply to your email and add you. You must do that before 12 o'clock on Saturday, on Sunday afternoon. All right, have a lovely day. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Cheerio now.